Hi there. I am Susan, and I am so happy that you are here today. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt that your English just gets stuck when you try to talk about the simplest things? For example, describing what you do from the moment you wake up until you go to sleep? If so, this video will help you. You see, many times we look for difficult words and complex grammar, but the truth is, true fluency starts when we can describe our own lives, our habits, and our small rituals in a natural way. Today, I am not just going to give you a boring list of verbs. Instead, I'm going to invite you to spend an entire day with me and observe how the language fits into real life. As part of our Whiskers community, you know that learning is much more than memorizing rules. It is about creating a real connection with what we experience every single day. Think about it for a second. This video is like a map that will take you from feeling insecure to being able to tell your story to anyone in the world. So, grab your notebook, prepare your heart, and let's begin this journey through your day, starting with that magical moment when everything is still silent. It all starts with the sound we all know too well, the alarm clock. That persistent beep that tells us a brand new opportunity has arrived. I open my eyes and I notice that the sun is starting to come through the crack in the window, painting yellow lines on the wall. I say, I wake up at 7 a.m. And here's the thing. It is important to notice that this moment, the wake up, is the awakening of the mind and the senses. I stay there for a few moments, feeling the comfort of the sheets and the warmth of my pillow. I listen to the birds outside, and I take a deep breath. To be honest, this is my small moment of gratitude before the rush of the day actually begins. But wait, there's more. After a few minutes, I finally find the courage, I move the blankets, and I get up. You see, there is a subtle but powerful difference between waking up and getting up, and learning this already puts you one step ahead in your communication. My feet touch the cold floor, and I feel that the day is calling me to action. I go straight to the bathroom, where I wash my face with very cold water. Do you know that thermal shock that makes you wake up instantly and feel alive? That's exactly it. It's like a shot of energy for my soul. Next, slowly and calmly, I brush my teeth. It is a ritual that we all do every day without thinking, but from now on, you are going to start thinking about it in English. Every time you pick up your toothbrush and feel the minty flavor, remember this moment of our lesson. To finish this beginning of the morning, I take a shower. I feel the water pressure on my shoulders. The warm water running down helps me organize my thoughts and mentally plan every victory I want to achieve today. It is my sanctuary of peace before the world starts demanding my attention. After being properly awake and refreshed, it is time to choose my armor to face the day ahead. Since my work is here at home, preparing these lessons for you, I always look for the ideal balance between absolute comfort and something that makes me feel ready and professional to produce high-quality content. Here's the deal. I don't like formal suits, but I don't like pajamas all day either. I say, I get dressed in my bedroom, looking at my closet and deciding what matches my mood today. I put on a comfortable cotton t-shirt and my favorite pair of jeans, the ones that feel like a second skin. While I do this, I like to look in the mirror and give myself a smile. Why? Because it sets the tone for the rest of the day. I comb my hair and I realize how these small routine actions, when said and thought in English, begin to become part of who I truly am. Here's the best part. I want you to feel that English is not a foreign language, but a natural tool of your routine. And you know what? If you subscribe to the channel right now, YouTube will always remind you to keep this study habit alive. It's a small click for you, but it's a huge benefit for your learning, ensuring that you receive our content so you never lose the rhythm of your constant evolution. Now, let's move to what I consider the most delicious part of the entire morning: breakfast. I walk to the kitchen, making sure not to make too much noise, and I make breakfast very calmly, without any rush. I love smelling the toast getting ready in the toaster and hearing the relaxing sound of the water boiling in the kettle. I can almost taste the butter melting on the warm bread. I say I have breakfast around 8:30, sitting at the kitchen table, looking at the trees outside. And of course, the part that I simply cannot live without, I drink coffee. My mug is big and heavy, and the coffee is always steaming. While I drink my coffee, black and strong, I read the news on my phone. I check what is happening in the world, I read a few interesting articles, and I also check how the weather will be throughout the day to see if I can go for a walk later. But here's another thing. Before I focus totally on my work tasks, I feed my cat, Oliver. He usually waits for me near his bowl, meowing softly. Seeing his soft purr and that calm, lazy way he starts his day brings me deep peace and extra energy to start producing. Believe me, these are the moments that make our day wonderful and meaningful. When the clock strikes 9, it is time to change my mindset. I leave the kitchen, I enter my office, I sit in my ergonomic chair, and I start work. My professional routine is quite intense, but it is very rewarding because I know I am helping people like you achieve your dreams. The first thing I do when I sit at the table is open my laptop and I check my emails. I read the students' questions, I answer important messages from the Whiskers community, and I organize my list of priorities for the rest of the day. During this morning period, I also usually have meetings via video with my team to align our next projects and exchange ideas about the new lessons. I talk a lot, I discuss strategies, and I talk to my colleagues about how we can make your learning experience smoother and more pleasant. But wait, it's not all about work. In the middle of the morning, I always take a mandatory break to stretch my body. My back needs it. I take a break, I drink a large glass of water, and I give my eyes a necessary rest away from the bright screens and the blue light. When hunger strikes and my stomach starts to growl, I pause for a meal. I normally have lunch at 12:30 p.m., sometimes a little later, but that's real life, isn't it? We can't always follow the schedule perfectly, right? Sometimes a meeting lasts longer or I get lost in a project, but that's okay. The afternoon is, without a doubt, the most dynamic and busy period of my day. It is the time when things really happen. It flies by between preparing the lessons for you, recording audio, and video editing. This creative process requires my total attention to detail, and I confess that I love every second of it. I sit in front of my microphone, I check my notes, and I start recording the lessons, always thinking about how to make every explanation as clear and simple as possible for you. But you know what? After 2 or 3 hours of recording, I need a boost. After the recordings, I prepare a coffee, and I take it to the office to continue working. I then spend several hours in front of the computer editing, making cuts, adjusting the sound, and ensuring that the final video that reaches you is impeccable for your learning. I work hard throughout the afternoon, and when I finally look at the clock and realize it's already 5 o'clock, I know it is the moment to finish my professional obligations. I finish work, and I feel that indescribable satisfaction of having produced something that truly adds value to someone's life. I shut down my laptop, I hear the fans stop spinning, and I call it a day for my work journey. It is my moment of transition, where I step away from the role of teacher for a bit to focus on my rest and my personal life. To relax after such a productive day, I like to completely change the pace of my life. I don't want to look at another screen for a while. I move away from the office and look for activities that calm my mind and lower my stress levels. Depending on the weather, if it's not raining, I go for a short walk outdoors. I go for a walk just to observe the movement of people on the street, see the trees in the park, and breathe some different air. It helps me disconnect. When I come back home, it is time to start thinking about the last meal of the day. I cook dinner in my kitchen, sometimes listening to a bit of music. I enjoy the comforting silence of the kitchen to reflect on all the achievements and lessons I had over the last few hours. After eating calmly, without looking at my phone, I allow myself to have a moment of pure leisure and entertainment. I watch TV or I choose a series on the sofa with Oliver lying by my side, usually curled up on my lap. Currently, I am watching the 5th season of Stranger Things. I confess that I love the character 11. I think her strength is incredible, and I love the way she uses her telekinetic powers. It's so exciting. It is my sacred time to shut down the system and simply enjoy the comfort and safety of my home. Describing these final moments of the day is very important because it shows that our routine should not be made only of obligations, but also of rest and simple pleasures. Finally, when night truly falls, the streets get quiet and silence takes over the house, I begin my final preparations for sleep. I truly believe that a good night's rest is the greatest gift we can give ourselves. Without sleep, we can't learn. I check if the doors are locked, I check the windows, and then I set my alarm for the next morning. I put on my most comfortable pajamas, the ones that feel like a hug. Before turning off the lights and diving into sleep, I like to dedicate a few minutes to the healthy habit of reading. I read a book while I'm already lying down, feeling my body relax completely between the sheets. At the moment, I am reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. Have you read it? It's amazing. It has been helping me a lot to improve my routine and my life in general. But here's a secret. To be very honest with you, I confess that sometimes I am a bit disorganized. My desk gets messy and my schedule gets a bit chaotic, but I am really trying to get better a little bit every day. We are all works in progress, aren't we? When sleep finally comes and my eyelids get heavy, I turn off the lights and surrender to deep rest. I fall asleep knowing that tomorrow we will have another wonderful opportunity to learn, practice, and grow together. I truly hope that following every detail of my day has helped you visualize how your own daily life can be translated into English in a simple and effective way. Did you see how we use the same foundations to describe almost everything we do? But now, I have a very special invitation, and I promise it is the most important part of our lesson today. Write your routine for me in the comments. I love reading your comments and seeing how each of our whiskers is progressing and applying what they have learned. Writing about your own life, your schedules, and your habits is what really makes the English stick in your long-term memory. It doesn't have to be a perfect text. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Just try to use some of the verbs we practiced today. I will be there in the comments reading every single one, interacting and celebrating your evolution. Now that you already know how to describe your present day, the natural next step is to learn how to talk about your plans and what you want to achieve tomorrow or in the future. Because of that, I made a complete video about future plans that can help you a lot to expand your vocabulary, and it is appearing on your screen right now. Just click and watch to continue our journey together. I will also leave the link in the cards and in the description to make it easy for you to find. A big hug, and I'll see you in the comments. Bye-bye.